Mike Powell with Mike's Dead Stuff Taxidermy, and this year we've had probably 5 or 6 capes come in for deer and different things, mostly deer, that were cut way too short. People wanted to get shoulder mounts, get a nice mount done, and some of them we ended up having to spend extra to buy another cape for, and some of them we were able to add some habitat or something to cover it. But basically, people are bringing in their trophy of a lifetime, you know, but they're coming in and cutting it way too short. So I wanted to. Here I've got a coyote, an old male coyote that we shot here locally, that was stealing. He was eating some neighbors' goats, and so we set up on him and got him taken out. Saved some goats. But I'm actually gonna mount this for myself as a little pedestal mount, little shoulder pedestal mount. And so I'm going to use him as an illustration. Now this would be the technique or the same principles, the same areas of cutting that you would use on a deer or any other kind of animal that you'd want a shoulder mount for. Shoulder, a pedestal, that kind of mount. So very quickly we'll start, and I've already got it kind of pre-cut, but so you can see without getting too gory. We've come a good 4 or 5, actually close to 6 inches behind the shoulder, behind the leg here. We've come up here and I've made a cut, an incision all the way around the body, about 6 inches. On a deer you want to do at least 4 inches, but the thing is you can't cut too short. It's much better to have too much hide than too little. So come behind the shoulder. This is the shoulder where the back of the leg comes up and meets the body. Come behind there into the chest cavity and make your incision all the way around the body, all the way around, and then we'll begin to work on that and skin it back. But I've made the incision all the way around, as you can kind of see there, and we just start working our way back now, and we'll get on into that. Now on the legs, the front legs, I've made an incision around each leg, then up the back of the leg. See if you can see that. We made an incision around the leg and up the back of the leg, all the way up the back of the leg here. Got a little nick there, but that's okay. But we come up all the way behind the leg, and then coming to this point, we cut across into and connect with the cut that we've had all the way around. I've done that on both legs, as you can see. Got this going on both legs, so you have the front of the leg showing. That's going to blend right in with the shoulder mount. We've cut behind here, and then we've cut across to connect with the incision that we made around the chest cavity. And again, let me just repeat and emphasize, you cannot cut too far back. It's much better to go a little further back. If you're not sure where, go an extra inch or 2 further back. So leave more hide than necessary. We can always cut it off. Now I'm going to finish getting this out, and then I'll get back to you and show you where to cut off once you get it peeled up toward the head. All right, we've got him skinned back, just peeled back, kind of like a sock. Once we made the incision around the chest cavity, behind the back legs, and around the legs about halfway down. We've peeled it like a sock. No incision up the back. We just peel it over. And again, this is the same way you would cape a deer or a bear, any of the mammals that you would be hunting that you might want a shoulder mount for. So you get a good cut behind, way back behind the shoulders, all the way around the chest cavity, behind the legs, around the legs, and peel it like a sock. Just peel it over. And here you see we're right here at the base of the skull, and what you want to do is come back just a couple of inches, leave a little bit of the neck, and the reason is the taxidermist is going to need this measurement right here, right at the base of the neck, behind the ears, around the neck. He needs that circumference measurement. So really, to get it to your taxidermist, pull it back to here, then you want to cut the neck, cut the head off right about there, just a few inches down from the base of the skull, behind the ears. Leave a little bit of the neck, then you can wrap this up. I'll get a bone saw here in just a minute and cut that off, but Most of you with a good field knife can cut that off, find the break in the vertebra, and but get it cut off, but leave a little bit of the neck so we can get that measurement. Then wrap it up just like that. I do want to make one other little comment. This one, this coyote was shot in the back and it bust I don't know what the name of the artery is there along the backbone, and so there's a lot of blood and meat soaked into the skin. If you can, as good as you can, you want to clean any flesh off. Take your knife and just making it, just kind of scrape. You're not really cutting, but you're just scraping. But if you'll get as much of that flesh off, especially the bloody flesh, as you can, because if you're not careful, that's going to begin to rot, and it'll cause the hair to slip, cause the hair to fall out. And there's nothing your taxidermist can do about that. If you just got to try to get that off as good as you can. But once you cut this head off, get it in the freezer. Wrap it up. I suggest wrap it in paper, newspaper, put it in a plastic bag, and squeeze all the air out of it, tie it up good and tight, and put it in the freezer. And it'll sit in the freezer for, I've had them over a year, and it'll do fine. But you want to get it to your taxidermist as quick as you can. But you'll make that good incision, make that a little bit behind it, and just leave the face and so forth. Let the taxidermist, he'll worry about that. But if you'll get that, you'll have a nice little concise little ball that you can freeze up and get to your taxidermist. If you'll do that, you'll have a good looking trophy that you can hang up and you'll be proud of. Thank you for your attention. Remember, Mike's Dead Stuff. We'll fix it up for you. God bless you.